Alright, so I'm going to start and I'm going to see what we're going to get. Yuck, they got a Madam Saris. Yuck. This is going to be a gas. Alright, let's see how this goes. I'm going to see if I can get to the next boss of Doom Tower. I beat Magma Dragon already. Since I accidentally got an XP boost from doing champion tournament or whatever, I'm going to use a little bit of it. Try to see if I can get Vizier to actual 60, not level 59. You'd be surprised how long a champion can stay at the level 59 mark. You want to try to... What? Have you tried it? So, have you made a rank 6 yet, or... I mean, I'm not going to blame you entirely for that, because unfortunately, he's not that good. Like, I'll give you an idea. Even my 6-star Gallic I have on this account is no comparison compared to, like, Vergus or Drexthar. Either of those can literally, like, solo him right now, unless he has uncommonly good gear. And we're not even talking about the Kale on this account that does a fair amount. Like, he doesn't have his War Master complete, but he's still half decent. Or the Elhain, who has even better gear. Granted, Elhain is still less useful than she's ever been because, for one thing, magic affinity becomes less and less valuable the later in the game you go, to some extent. On top of that, you often need, like, champions with specific... Like, here's the thing. There is an end game relevant and good version of Elhain, surprisingly enough. But it's not the one they give you as a starter. It's the Dark Elhain. Dark Elhain is actually good, unlike regular Elhain. And Dark Elhain is also a specialist. She only does damage in a large area. And so she can build her full crit and stuff without lifesteal, because she's not really designed for doing lifesteal. She's designed to, like, wipe out targets quickly. She does have several areas she's weak in. She's weakest in Fire Knight and Clan Boss, because in Clan Boss... What about Clan Boss? In Clan Boss, she doesn't do any, like, the status effects you want, because with Clan Boss you usually only really want HP burn and poison, so Kale is still superior in that regard. And for Fire Knight, it's because she doesn't multi-hit really much. Oh boy. Guess who's back? Back again. Agrith, the Nether Bastard. Now, the funny thing about Agrith, the Nether Bastard, is I have some special tools to exterminate the Nether Bastard. Tools that I didn't have the last time because last time I fought Agrith, I didn't have a Drexthar. Now I do. So they're going to think that they are going to get away. Now, even if I need a block debuffs champion to do this, I will soon have one that's in good condition because my Sepulcher has reached rank 5. Now, while that doesn't sound like a big deal, I will be preparing food for her to make her a big deal in the future. But I'm thinking of either rank 6ing Dark Elhain or Deacon first because Deacon does the turn meter control, which nobody appreciates until they need it. But Dark Elhain is so that I have a actually really good quality nuker for arena that's a specialist. Because my problem with most of Kale is you have to build him lifesteal gear for most content, and that makes him do slightly less damage than building someone like purely in pure savage and cruel gear. Like Dark Elhain, you can build her in full savage and cruel gear for most content, and that's when her damage really comes alive. I'm probably going to be doing cruel gear because my savage gear is relatively low quality right now. Because I have to get better stuff from Fire Knight. Oof. Okay. That's a lot of poisons. Okay, Vergus died from that. Who's unkillable now? Oh, he's got the quick parry. Well, that's because he's got lifesteal gear with quick parry. That's why. I'm currently fighting Agrith the Nether Bastard. It's going better than usual. Because Agrith the Nether Bastard is getting more damage done to it than ever before. Because Drexthar is... Oh, wow. Vogoth died from that? Ouch. Okay. Sill's going to have to... Gotta keep Drexthar alive, though. As long as Drexthar is alive, I'm pretty sure we're fine. Vogoth's having a little bit of an issue. Alright, the burn, though, is really doing a number on Agrith. Because every time they attack him, the Drexthar, they're getting increased amounts of burns. Okay, I'm going to need to put in a different team because I screwed up. So, what I'm going to do... See, I need stuff that's more affinity friendly, if you will, to this fight. Because what I've realized is a lot of these picks I have, they're not really affinity friendly. which is a bit of a... You can pull them from greens. You do know that, right? Okay, affinity friendly. Maybe Vogoth will be in there just as a, like, as like a moderator. I may need to develop the other character to do this better. I'm putting Kale in here because he's a affinity friendly nuker that I have at 60. With Valerie, because she's also affinity friendly. The problem with putting Vergus in here is he's not affinity friendly, and I don't need too much, like... Trying to remember what I did before to kill the spider. I know for a fact that Direct Star is amazing versus any version of spider. Once you get him, all of the spiders are basically yours, practically. As long as you have a team comp that works around your Direct Star, the spider is yours. Granted, getting him is an absolute pain in the butt, but he's so valuable for this game once you can actually get him. Yeah. I'm just hoping not to butcher this Agrath fight again. I have to save the area of effect skill of Kale to try to deal with the Okay, I think I butchered this fight again. Yep, I butchered this fight again. Although I think I can beat it. It's going to be a lot slower. Well, this guy is strong. This boss, he just wiped out 3 people, including Drexthar, which why I was a little bit annoyed. Just a little bit. I can do a fair number on Clan Boss with the what is it? What is your team first off? I need to figure out what your... Yeah, War Priest, she's not bad, but I do suggest you try to hunt for like, she's good in certain content, but there are healers that do a better job than she does. My personal best on my first account, not my first account, my third account is like 4 mil. But I've done better with, okay, I screwed that up. I don't think I'm going to include Vogoth. Just because I don't think... I'm going to include a more damage-oriented team because I think that'll do better, maybe. Like to keep the spiderlings to a minimum. At least for now. At least like until I get Dark Elhain or if I develop Sepulcher. Because Sepulcher is really good versus this boss. Yeah. Wretch is decent. He'll be good until you get like really good burners. Yeah, I got mine out of a mistake. Like, I have a Wretch on the third account, but I got him from a mistake. I accidentally opened 10 Ancients at one event. Like, I haven't done that since, but I did it during that event, and I got him from that. Okay, please don't kill the Drexthar. Please. Okay. I'm starting to think, though I might be delusional on this, that having Drexthar as the lead may not be the smartest thing to do in this fight. Yeah, because, like, see, regular Spider, he can tank the Spiderlings. Oh, no. That's bad. Okay, let's see if I could just beat this and hope that neither Kale nor Elhain dies. Funny thing was, Elhain on this account was the original starter, but you can't tell anymore because they're both 60 and fully ascended now. Okay, yes, I killed it! I killed it! I got the Nether Spider! Okay. Let's try this team. I don't know if it'll beat it or not, but I'll try it. That's bad. Okay, that's really bad. It's mainly because it just doesn't. It's a simpler character that doesn't. Nah. Yeah, I'm just doing some arena versus some really nasty, vile. Right now, I'm versus a Senesha, a Jizo, an Apothecary, and a Stag Knight. Which sounds easy to do, but I've decided to put my nasty squad versus them. The Haikatoon, Vergus, Vogoth, and Drexthar cheese strat. So that every time they try to attack, they get burned. All right, I got Senesha. This is going to be a lot easier now that Senesha's dead. Because Senesha is a major thorn in my side. Well, like, she... Yes, continue. Well, it's also why I don't notice you're not on League either. Because that was the other game that I was thinking you're going to be messing with. I'm like, maybe he's online messing with ARAM or something. Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, all the other Cretians are like they're messing with League because they're like, what's wrong with League? I'm like, there's a lot wrong with this game, but the only reason I'm sticking around is because I want to show that I don't back down on that stuff entirely, even if it's really obnoxious. Yeah. So, yeah. I haven't even been there for that many years. Anyway, at any rate, in Arena, it's really funny because I've gotten their team down low, but there's this one apothecary that refuses to die. It's like, just die, apothecary. The rest of your team is gone. Just die. I'm the only reason I'm not doing something else is it's because I'm fighting apothecary. He just healed for over half his health. That's wonderful. Stop, apothecary. I know you have a 60 apothecary, but I have 4 60s. One of them is a Drex Star, and I want you to stop. Don't heal. Don't heal. Okay, good. Get burned. Oh, this thing is worse than Spider. Because he'll resist everything. He'll like, even if I put an anti-heal on him, he'll resist it. Okay, I've got him provoked. I think I got him. Okay, thank God he died. Jeez. Like, I'm sorry, but it's really annoying. I'm going to try a weird team that's similar to theirs. What? Season 6. Season 6, but it doesn't look it for a number of reasons. Not the least of which is I played the living shit out of that game before I got annoyed with it. Man, everything in here has ludicrously high player power. Like, everything I'm trying to fight has, like, enough player power. You're like, what am I supposed to do about that? What is that? I don't know. I find that funny, don't you? It's like, what is that? Player power. I don't get it. How did you pack 100k player power into that team? Or like 140k player power or something. It's like, how did you do that? What kind of gear? What kind of unholy gear did you get a hold of? I'm against an absurdly defensive team, I think. With like 2 Rezzers with a Shaman, a Scylla the Drakes. If I'm not much mistaken, that's a Warcaster or a Rosh. Well, no, it's a Warcaster, I think. It's not a Rosh Guard the Tower. But it's either a Rosh Guard the Tower or a and a Tyrell. So it's a pretty nasty team. Thankfully, it doesn't really have any nukes. But it's going to be a slugfest of the ages because none of them are really going to want to die. Ever. What was that sill damage? Hello? What the hell are you building on your sill that she just did 26,000? I know that didn't kill her, but geez. Because Syl, yes, she tends to be tanky, but she doesn't do that much damage. Not usually. I think she built some like crit damage in her build or something, maybe. Has to be. Like, I'm not saying Syl isn't a good champion, and I'm not saying that Syl doesn't like revive and do a lot of heals and stuff, but she doesn't usually do a lot of damage. That's not her thing. Reviving people, yes. Stunning, yes. Okay, this is not going anywhere. I'm getting nowhere with this. You'd be surprised how long that is. Because I've... Alright, I got my 6 things in arena. There are some teams that are finally looking like half okay. One of them is like a double KO comp that's hilarious. I don't know, like I find double KO hilarious. Like they have like 260 KOs. Someone actually bothered. Yeah. Yeah, they're not the only vermin that do weird things in this game. What else? What else do they've got besides that? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what high silver arena. What some of the things I see in high silver arena looks like. Like on the border of gold. I'll show you. Well, at least I'll tell you about it before I what I see here. And the player powers. You gotta to really get the sensation. You gotta see the player powers. In other news, because I accidentally got a boost as a reward randomly, I will be able to get Vizier to 60. Yeah. But I'm also leveling with them. I'm looking for a Templar again and like to level up the skills of the Templar because I want to make sure that next time the Bommel thing comes through, I have an answer for that. You know? I finally have an answer for higher level Agrith. Because what's going to happen is Sepulcher Sentinel is going to be that answer because she's better than Spirit Host at keeping debuffs away because her anti-debuff is for 2 turns and an increased defense. So it's massive. Who else? I'm not sure whether, just leaving her at 50 is fine or whether I want to get... See, there's 3 different champions with Dark Elhain, Deacon, and Sepulcher that are, like, desperately vying for the spot to be the next rank 6 of the first account. Sepulcher, the Night Rev lady, that's ridiculous. She's like one of the most ridiculous Night Revs of her kind in the game. The funny thing is, I've experienced both of those things, but I've recovered from all of that, not only on this account, but I also had the other one. The other one is superior in some ways because, well, it's superior in other ways and inferior in other ways. The biggest problem with the second account is that it doesn't yet have a direct star, and that's a bit of a feels bad, man, because direct star is great for it. Like, the weakest dungeon it has for the higher dungeons is Spider. The rest of it is pretty good, like, because, like, having, like, all of those supports, like Taragi the Frog and Apothecary and Sanguinia and Reliquary Tender, all of that makes it very difficult. Like, I have a lot of options to defend in a Burn Giri, and then I have a Mortu Macabre if I want to block buffs and to block revive. So it has a lot of good utility. I even have a rank 6 ninja on there now. But it doesn't yet have what doesn't it not yet have? It doesn't yet have the direct star. It's got only like 40 it has 45 frags now. So it'll take a while. I don't like to admit that it's only 45 frags, but I kind of went ham and cheese on this account to try to get direct star on at least one account. And I did get a reward for doing it in a number of ways. Not the least of which is that Assassin's Cool had like 0 chance of winning after I pulled the... After I, like, hatched the direct star, they had no chance. It was like 30,000 points. Well, actually, they had a chance, but then I kept digging it further because I actually pulled some shards and got, like, a bunch of crazy picks on the first account, like Taragi, Apothecary, Sepulcher, everything, almost all the new ones except for Vizier. I pulled something else ridiculous. Oh, yeah, I pulled a Cold Heart. Yeah, ridiculous pulls. Like, bloody ridiculous pulls. The only way to make that more lunatic would be to, like... If I, like, pulled... like a point-blank Leorius. I say that because Leorius is ridiculous. Okay. He's going to have the rite of passage that all 60s have when he gets to 60. He's on the cusp of it. His rite of passage is going to be fighting Mortu Macabre. is rite of passage. Drexthar is ridiculous. He alone, as long as you can keep him alive, if you have the stats, he's ridiculous. Like, he genuinely is. It's just, it's hard to get the gear. Yes! Vizier is 60 now, finally. Finally. Okay, let's check his gear. Purchase some of these mysteries. I can't even hatch them because I don't have enough space. Again, 160 slots filled. Oh boy. It's funny and tragic at the same time when you get this sensation like, oh yeah, all of my slots are filled. Again. I'm going to use these ones because I can't even. They're not going to be useful for anything anyway. Okay, let's develop some. Let's keep developing the Sepulcher. Because then I have to decide who becomes rank 6 next. I am thinking it might be Sepulcher. But either Sepulcher or Dark Elhain. It's one of those, or Deacon. It's one of those three. Mainly for this area, I use the demon area as one of my primary. Like, I can use other areas of campaign. I probably will, but I use this to try to get the stuff up to par. Like, I did have to go out of my way to get this. Like, we were going to get a food dehydrator, but it was so far away that by the time I came back, my mom was like, let's try to get coffee. Let's try to get coffee. I'm like, it's 9 o'clock during this weird time, and all the coffee shops and stuff are going to be closed. And the only place that we could get coffee, but it doesn't work on me, but the only place that we could get coffee was the gas station. The gas station's the only place that has coffee that isn't closed at 9. Oh, it was funny. So yeah, gonna be improving Sepulcher. Hopefully she's gonna become the he's not bad for clan boss, but eventually you'll find better poisoners. Like, I still have one lurking around in my vaults from the days when, like, I still use them for faction wars, but me pulling a Kale from a green changed the account, so I didn't need him anymore. And also when I ended up eventually pulling a Frozen Banshee, but I don't usually use Frozen Banshee right now because I can't really get her stuff to consistently land. Although I can tell you, if her stuff does land, I have the means to make it multiply over and over and over again, because that's what Vizier does. He multiplies the buffs on a target over and over again. That's one of the reasons I bothered to rank like 60 him, was because he has that very valuable multiplication effect. He also has a block buffs and a heal cut, and he has a triple hit for Fire Knight. So he's actually really good for Fire Knight. He also has a Vizier of poisons, so if you get a poison or a burn on any one target, he can spread to all the other targets instantly the second he uses that ability. It's nasty. Well, he is a legendary, though. He's not easy to get. Yeah, he's a legendary. I pulled him from an ancient when I was trying to get Burengiri. I failed to get the Burengiri, and I ended up getting Vizier instead. Vergus is a better leader unless you have a good speed lead. Like, unless you have, like, a built-out High Katoon or a built-out Spirit Host, you don't really want... Yeah. Like, what I do on my third account that only has 260s is I have the Spirit Host 60 be the lead, and then Kale comes up from behind. That alone will probably get you to silver. Well, it's not just the aura. You will soon discover, once you get him to a certain point, you will soon discover that the sucker becomes invincible. Excuse me, not invisible. Invincible, practically. Like, there's very few things in this game that can kill him. Unfortunately, the Nether Spider was one of them, because the Nether Spider on a regular rotation of Doom Tower is Spirit Affinity, so it only weak hits magic champions, but I have other defense champions up my sleeve, and one of them is Valerie. You can take a Valerie and max her out, and she'll actually do a lot of work and a lot of content. Valerie, you'll be happy to know, is not like Vizier. Valerie is a very common character. You can get her from farming the very first level of the game in campaign. She's available. The best gear for Valerie is actually at least for Doom Tower, you'll find it in Fire Knight. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, for Valerie, you can get a shield set from Fire Knight. Although Fire Knight, unless you have a lot of multi-hitters and an anti-heal, is really difficult. at the higher levels because you need a multi-hit to kill the shield. Because the Fire Knight will like hide behind his shield, and the higher the Fire Knight, the more shields is required. I mean, not shields, more hits. All right, so I think I've made a rank 5 food, but in order to forge it completely, like I'll forge like first I have to take these two like that dwarf and this worthless infiltrator and turn them into 3s, and then take the 3s and collapse them out of this Diabolist, who I already have a Diabolist. And I've put all my dupes of Diabolist into the Diabolist, so I make her 4. And then from there, I take these 4, and I shove them onto this Pit Fighter. Whirlim is not in Sacreds, typically. No, yeah, he's a Void Shard, I think. Alright, yeah, true. Yeah, it's true. I don't know. Okay, at least I've got 2 rank 5 foods, so that's good. It will take a while before I can make my next 60. I mean, next 6-star, I mean. 60's even harder to do. Who needs the upgrades? Oh, yeah. Vizier. Where's Vizier? Where's my Vizier? There he is. So yeah, I'm going to try to max his shield before I conclude this episode. It's the final boss! The shield, the piece of gear. Okay, it upgraded. The final boss. What is it? It's a shield, sire. Oh no, not a shield. How many attempts is this gonna take to upgrade? We may be here all night. Ah! How much silver is that? Several million. Ah! Oh, it's too funny. It's too funny. All right, yeah.